all that, prior to a couple of years ago, we had about 100 to 150,000 acres that we still weren't able to have enough water to be able to farm. So there's about 1.1 million acres here, and about 10% of that was being left idle each and every year. In retrospect, and how the restrictions and these laws were applied, in retrospect, we look back, and the 90s was really a period when we spent a lot of time, frankly, fighting over the implementation of the Central Valley Project Improvement Act. And when I say fighting, everything from administrative battles to legal battles and legislative battles. But it was focused mostly on the Central Valley Project Improvement Act. And the two endangered, and the Bay Delta Accord in '94 took care of the needs for the Water Quality Control Plan under the Clean Water Act. And the two listings that we had for Delta smelt and salmon were sort of incorporated in the impacts that we were feeling under the Central Valley Project Improvement Act and the 800,000 acre feet that had to be dedicated under that act. So really the Endangered Species Act, the impacts that we felt by them were kind of muffled or incorporated into the Central Valley Project Improvement Act. Things started settling out. We lost a lot of farmers in the 90s as a result of this transition. And all of these changes, all of these investments had to be made. Not everyone made it through that transition, but things started to settle out in the early 2000s to where we had reached sort of an equilibrium, and things were, we could start seeing sustainability in what we were doing. At that time, we weren't overdrafting the groundwater, and the water supply had sort of settled out at around 70–75% for the ag service contractors. And they were making that work. Like I say, they weren't able to irrigate all the land, but they found a sustainability and sort of an equilibrium and all that. There were challenges against the biological opinions of both the winter run salmon and the Delta smelt, and a couple of years ago, the courts invalidated those biological opinions. We came up with new biological opinions, and the 75% supply has now been, on average, is now more like 50 or 55% supply. Changed everything once again, just fundamentally. Just the equilibrium that we thought we had established is now, not there for us, and so we are in the mode of reacting and responding to that new phenomena.